Are we live? Yes. Hello everyone, welcome for a new developer live stream. It has been a while, but as you know, we have been busy because today we launched an Xbox game preview, and I have two gentlemen to talk about it. We have Fatih and we have Sebastian, and we're going to talk about a few things. So we have some slides prepared for you, and yeah, I think we'll just dive into it. So to go to the first slide.
Sure. As Janneke mentioned, this morning at 11 a.m. Central European Time, actually, we released into game preview. We are really excited and looking forward how this will be perceived by our new player base. It's been something that our community has been since day one, and we are really glad to make this game finally available for them.
Awesome. Let's just go to the next slide. Yeah.
Correct. So the game itself is available on all these 31 territories. So you will be able to buy the game if you're living in one of those territories. If you're not living in these territories, you won't be able to buy it for now. Sorry for that. But we are looking into options to make the game available to as many players as possible, to accommodate as many players as possible. So there will be maybe some updates in the future to that.
Okay, going to go to the next one.
So content.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just jumped on.
Go for it.
Go for it. I mean, it's your time to shine.
Cool content, because this is one of the questions we have been asked quite a lot, what the content will be of game preview. So if you go to the next slide, actually, thank you. It's based on the PC update 5.0, which includes the emulator, the new special AI we introduced back then with update 5.0, as well as the new game mode Quick Play, which is more tailored to players who want to have the thrill style in a, let's say, faster environment in terms of gameplay.
Which is also a solo gameplay mode.
Correct. It's also tailored to those who want to play alone or solo. And in addition to that, what the game preview version will also include is the new tutorial and all the changes we did for both maps that are part of update 6.0 on PC. So those are included with the game preview version of Showdown.
Yeah. So if we look at the next one, so we have a lot of arsenal, but not everything at the moment is already available. We will release it step by step. That way, players have the ability to, unlock more new content over time to keep things fresh, and new ways to adjust their gameplay style.
Correct.
Also, obviously, just a quick note: it will be for free, so it won't be any DLCs or something. Yeah. It'll just be added over time, and eventually also more content.
Correct.
Yep. So localization.
So those who will get their hands on the game preview version will realize that the game supports only one language, which is English only, and we plan to add more languages to accommodate as many players as possible. But what we learned on PC, and this is something we wanted to avoid for console, is that localization has been one of the topics our community didn't feel good about or too happy about. And this is something we want to improve before we bring it to Xbox.
Yeah, especially with all the lore stuff that we have. It takes a lot of time to translate and get more and more. So in the next slide, yeah, controls. We have quite some things about controls that we want to mention.
Actually, you will certainly find that the controls on Hunt on Xbox One are actually reflecting what we have on PC. So we got a bit of complaints about the complicated mechanics that we had originally on PC, but as players get into them, about the push a button to aim down sight and...
Ignore the weird sound, I'm sorry. It's acting up.
Somebody's drilling a hole.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, go ahead.
So Hunt's default mechanics are about, first of all, you have weapons to hit hand-to-hand, like melee, and you have to press a button to go into an aiming mode where you can have your ranged weapons be active or your consumables, and then you have another button to have aim down sight. So that's something that we feel good about it. That's surprising players. Usually there's a bit of concern about it when players get first in touch with it, but then when it clicks, when it all makes sense, it feels actually very natural. So we kept that mechanic also for the console, and you can see it reflected in our button configurations here. What you might also want to pay attention specifically to is the left D-pad button that is a quick access to your default tools. So if you have a knife or something, or perhaps your medkit, depending on your preference, like your first tool will be always in fast access there. That's a nice thing to keep in mind, that you have a quick access to it. For all the rest, for the console version specifically, we have implemented a wheel selection of your tools and consumables. So we figured out that it's actually the most convenient thing to deal with when you have a stick-based controller. Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
what I
if we
want
go
to cover
to
on
the
this
next
point.
slide.
Before we move on to the next
Okay,
slide.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, this is one of the layout options you have.
Yeah, right.
You can choose from various options that you can select from. You can also customize some of the options like sensitivity as an example. You can invert control, vertical, stuff like that. So you have some kind of options available and you can customize them as you wish. That's also maybe important to note here.
Yeah. So can you tell more about the camera acceleration and the aim assist? Because we just set the equipment wheel already.
Sure, yeah. For perhaps I cover the aim assist and you get on the camera acceleration. Yeah. So yeah, we have let's start from the beginning. For Hunt, we have a very specific experience that we wanted to be able to convey still on the console. So there's a lot of skill required for aiming, and we felt like if we would just take what we have with the mouse and keyboard controls and put it on the console, that wouldn't work. So of course we had to rework it a bit. We wanted the aiming to still be a part of the challenge, but we didn't want it to feel
like an auto lock.
awkward
Yeah.
because of the sticks for aiming. So we have implemented an aim assist that doesn't do all the job. It's still up to you to aim properly, but it will like help you stick to like barrels, AIs, or players. It is tuned differently based on what you're aiming to, and it is also configurable. So we think it's a nice addition to it and reflecting better the gameplay we have on PC.
Okay, and do we also want to say a little bit about, like, a lot of users have mentioned that not a lot, some of them have mentioned that they might not want to use aim control. Is that something we want to have for the aim assist, that we want to have that as a toggle or in the future?
So we plan actually we are investigating and we will be looking out for feedback in this particular topic and then to decide further development based on the feedback we will get. So we are up to feedback, and if you have any feedback, please submit them. We are looking forward to the feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. We're entering game previews.
Exactly.
It's also an early access for the console, so we're open to changing what the community feels is not right or wants flexibility on.
Correct.
Yeah.
About the acceleration, sorry. As Sebastian mentioned, or as we mentioned in the previous slides, so Hunt on the one hand requires you to precisely aim, on the other hand to react and to respond quickly to your surroundings, and to support that, have implemented a camera acceleration that supports both. So you can, it will support you to aim precisely, but also be responsive enough to move around quickly or turn around quickly to react to the threat that is maybe around the corner.
Okay, and then obviously the equipment wheel we already mentioned.
Exactly.
You'll be able to just use a nice wheel to select easily what you want to use. So to the next slide, the specs, because that's probably one of the controversial topics that we've seen in the chat so far already.
Yeah, so the current specs that we have on the, specs, I'm not sure if that's the proper word.
Targets maybe.
Yeah.
We're targeting 30 FPS on consoles because we felt that it's the smooth experience we can achieve with the proper precision, like resolution that we wanted to have. So what we have currently is what we aim for game preview. This is subject to change as well as we will continue our work on optimizing for these platforms. So the game preview version for the Xbox One and Xbox One S will have a 900p rendering resolution, whereas the UI will still be rendered sharply in full HD resolution. The Xbox One X will be fully in full HD completely, and we will look forward into improving this in the future.
Okay, and the 4K is?
We're looking into it.
We don't have it at the moment, but it is something we'd like to obviously.
Exactly.
Okay, the next slide. Also, can you wave a little bit so you can turn that light on in there where you are, Max? The light, it's a movement. Yeah, thank you. So crossplay, I think this is the most asked question. Belfati.
So,
Nope.
you just moved. Okay, crossplay. So, At the moment, it's not supported. This is also a topic that we're still discussing. We don't actually aim to cross-play PC and console players, but most likely have them cross-played within their platform, so to say PC players within each other and console players within each other. However, this is a subject to change, and we will investigate what makes sense for Hunt and for us.
Yeah, because it is something that we actually see that a lot of people mention, but at the moment it's not intended yet, and we just have to.
I mean, it is not supported with game preview version of Hunt at the moment.
Yeah. So we're actually already going to the QA. We've blasted through this quite fast. Specifically, we're gonna do questions now. This is not really for control or Xbox, but someone asked PC controller. So we have controller support for a 1.0 update plan. So
Correct.
That is something that's on the roadmap. If you want to see the roadmap for the PC, go to hunchodan.com/roadmap. So I already see a lot of people bring it to PS4. We're doing Xbox, so at the moment we have no plans for a PS4. If you have any questions, please ask them in any of your chats, and I'll do our best to have our gentleman answer them for you. So
I missed an opportunity to talk about the improvements that we do on Xbox One X. Actually, I think so. I can
please go ahead.
also perhaps talk a bit about that, because one of the surprise might be that we aimed for still 30 FPS on the Xbox One X and not specifically 60 FPS, which would have sounded like achievable while remaining at 1080p. We didn't feel comfortable offering the choice to the players of whether to play at 30 FPS with higher quality of graphics in the end, or switch to 60 FPS with 1080p or something like this. We wanted to not give a massive advantage to users that have one system over the other. So we are rather looking into aiming for still 30 FPS even if the system is more powerful, and just like enhance your experience with it, rather than give you a competitive advantage over regular Xbox One or Xbox One S users.
Okay.
Actually, there is also one note I would like to highlight as well, because I have seen this being asked quite a lot today already. Yes, Hunt Showdown and the game preview version actually makes it available that you can play for free. Like you have a free trial of an hour to play it for free and experience first before you decide to acquire it. So that's been a question. People can try it out first before they decide on to buy the game.
Yeah, because we know we had some problems in the beta that we all fixed now. So At the moment, I haven't had anyone knock wood with any issues so far, or any big issues. So definitely let us know if you do, and then we can help you. But the issue with the accounts has been fixed, and the bug where we had some crashes happening are all fixed for the update. So far so good. Let me see. No, we're not announcing it at preview at E3, because that's why we're here 2 weeks before. It is indeed game preview reason. So someone asked, let me see, are there any more maps planned? Oh, but this was for the PC, I'm sorry. We're doing Xbox now, guys. Yeah, I bet it's a little slow. Oh, well, someone wants to know like how far behind the Xbox isn't for PC, and will it catch up? Like, do we plan to have it on one level at some point?
Can perhaps explain a bit what we've done for this, because you might be wondering why we didn't include like 6.0 completely into the Xbox version. So as much as we would like to do this, developing for a new platform requires quite a bit of work. And we were feeling more confident like using a patch that we had when we started working on, and making sure that this patch is completely stable and deliver this already as a starting point, so that people can start commenting on it, playing it, experiencing it, and then we will have the content catching up as fast as we can.
Okay, yeah.
But the one thing people need to understand is PC will be always leading. I mean, there is certification that you have to take into account.
Yeah, that is something I think we should explain a little bit as well, because like some people were like, oh, why don't you just quickly, update this or fix this and like put a patch out. But how does it work, for example, for PC compared to Xbox? Can you explain
So on
that?
PC, I mean, we are a bit more flexible. We can technically release anytime as we feel we are ready to release. While on console, you have to enter certification first with a build that you feel is good to be released.
Yeah.
And then you need that to be greenlit by the partner, like in this case Microsoft first, before you can make it available to players. And there is some turnaround time that you have to take into account. So that's what I mentioned. It will most likely be that we have PC advanced compared to console, but we will try to keep it as close as possible.
Yeah, obviously. So it just takes a little bit more time because we have to, certify things. Well, as with Steam, for example, or like PC, we can just upload it directly. Let me see. Well, I mean, some positive feedback from someone. It is refreshing and unique offering to the FPS market. Amazing design on the bomb lens. Well, that's obviously not in yet. But some of the most badass weapons, tool designs, and sound in gaming history. So that's pretty nice. Let me see. Will the frame rate will be improved during gunplay? I don't know exactly if he feels that he's lacking frame rate or if it's stable or.
I'm not sure what that question is about.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he
for
means it
I think
exactly.
it's more like during game preview maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, someone asked if there's going to be an option to merge accounts or transfer progression from PC to Xbox. No. I don't think even in the future that will make that possible if there were crossplay. Let me see.
Yeah, if we would go to crossplay, it's something that we might consider, but right now it's not on the plan to go to crossplay.
Yeah, I don't know. The iPad is not working. Why does it take me? It's not moving. Chat, what are you saying? I can't read.
But yeah, to sort of answer partly the question about performance, we will continue addressing performance issues.
Yeah.
We're still focusing on it.
Exactly.
So it's not a subject that we dropped because we're comfortable with it. It's it's something that we'll continue working on.
I mean, it's the same, for example, where we are currently in early access, and we have done a variety of a lot of big improvement and performance patches. We had update 5.0, update 6.0 that both had a lot of performance updates, so that's something that we'll also be doing for Xbox still. Let me just quickly put the chat up so we can see it there, because yeah,
that would be great.
Sites do not live. You guys can enjoy the noise. Okay. Now we can at least read it there. Let's see.
Somebody asked why is there no simple option to take off the auto aim. As we discussed, this is an option we are evaluating and we may bring to game preview. I mean, this is one of the topics we're evaluating at the moment.
Yeah. Let me see. A lot of questions. We need some questions about the Xbox, please. Oh, search bar in the shop. We are actually doing changes to the UI, so that's something that will come at a later time as well. UI improvements, which eventually also will be on Xbox as well as PC. Oh, that's one. Will there be a separate roadmap for Xbox that we post, or do we?
I mean, I tried to explain this, but maybe let me rephrase what I said previously. So we want both, like the PC and the console version, to be as close as possible. So for us, it's one roadmap, and and obviously the rollout, like when we introduce content or features on the one or the other platform, is depending on the certification and some technical hurdles we have to overcome. But like I said, there is one unified roadmap because we want to keep the experience as close as possible on both platforms.
Exactly. So we'll follow the same roadmap, but the PC is going first. So the roadmap for the PC is currently what you're following, and we follow or catch up with the Xbox when it's ready.
Somebody asked about the price. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, will it get Xbox One X enhanced? So it's already technically Xbox One X enhanced because we have a better resolution on the Xbox One X. But as we mentioned a bit earlier in the stream, we will actually work on improving even more what the Xbox One X has to offer on this.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
Somebody asked like 30 FPS, but what resolution does it run on Xbox? So like Sebastian mentioned previously, 900p is the rendering resolution on Xbox. And somebody asked price tag, so I don't know exactly the all local price, about 29.99 euros, dollars, and so on. So yeah, that's the price tag of it.
Yeah. Can we have an Xbox One split screen offline, online, offline, and some story? As much as we probably love to do that, I don't think we're planning to do that. As much I think it would be really cool to have some story mode, but it would be requiring a lot of work, and I don't think we'll ever get to the end of Hunt 1.0 if we do that. Does the game have proximity chat? Yes, it does. It does the same as on PC. It also has it on Xbox. You still have proximity chat, so that means you will talk as much as you would talk in real life, and the people that are around you can hear you, and the people that are not around you can't hear you.
Somebody asked if he would need to buy the full price again after the game preview. No. So like game preview and as well as early access version of Hunt qualifies you to get the full release later for free, so to say.
Yeah. So someone said, are the bosses available right now? No, we have all bosses except for the assassin. That one comes in later. So at the moment we have the spider and the butcher. If you're already familiar with Hunt, obviously you already know them. But if you are not, I think they will keep you busy for a while. So the FOV slider will eventually also be on Xbox?
It's unlikely because it has performance implications, and right now we are focusing on delivering a consistent experience. It's something that we might still discuss with design. If it's a big request, we can try to look into it and see what are the impacts. But for now, we haven't planned to offer this option.
Okay, and are there, then that's actually a question that might be helpful. Are there specific things that we plan to not add to the Xbox that we have in the PC or planned for the PC?
Well, one of the typical thing would be all the graphic options, right? Because you don't need to tailor the graphic options for the game. We do that for you because it's a fixed platform, so that's a starting point. But then apart from this, it should be pretty close. You have controls, well, you have options to change the way how your controls behave, to tune them to your preference. That's going to be the same for PC or Xbox, even if they are different options. But overall, it should be the same.
Okay. How long does the free trial allow you to play? For 1 hour. Yeah. At the moment, yes, it is out on Game Preview right now, Montreal. Do we look to support mouse and keyboard in the future for Xbox?
That's an excellent question, because that ties in a bit to the question about the fact that we have controller support for PC on the roadmap, and that's what we still have to discuss. That's part also of the crossplay discussion. We feel that the experience right now is so different whether you're playing with a gamepad or with a mouse and keyboard, that it's hard to match players who use different kinds of controls together. We don't feel that it's a fair challenge. We try to provide a similar experience, but we can't guarantee that it is at the moment. So maybe we will figure out a way to
do it in the future.
Offer this or not. But right now it's not something we plan for Xbox to have the mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
controls.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. Is there plans to add potato settings on Xbox? What does it even mean? Potato settings.
What does that mean? Are there different controller layouts? Yes, we have. I think 4 different ones.
So we have left-handed, right-handed, and so on. I don't know them
like a
all.
Sprint, I believe, sprint and aim. So we have a few. I don't know. Do we plan to have more customization for that in the future or no?
Something we need to evaluate based on the feedback we get.
Yeah, also something that I would like to mention. So there are a few channels that you can reach out to us if you have any questions or you want help or you want to give feedback. We have the Xbox official club, obviously, and we also have a Discord if you're not part of it yet, discord.gg/Showdown. And if you enter the channel, you can select the icon for the Xbox, which will open up specific channels which you can use to get some technical information or talk with other Xbox users or maybe find people to play with. So that will be the best way to reach out to us. And obviously our social media channels, which is like Hunt Showdown everywhere. And that should give you a variety of platforms. And then also our customer support, which can help you with any issues too. So we have a lot of places, so definitely let us know if you have
somebody asked like what server regions, I guess they mean in-game regions, are available. So as I mentioned in one of the slides, so we have released the game is available in 31 markets, and in-game you can select between US East, West, Europe and Russia. So those are reflecting the markets that the game is available in, and Oceania. Sorry, I forgot that. Sorry for that.
Okay, let me see. Oh, will there be a physical release on Xbox or a digital only?
Well, at the moment it's all digital. Who knows what the future brings?
Okay, let me see. Yeah, Xbox only plays with Xbox. There is currently no cross-play. let me see.
So there is a question about tutorial and training range to get used to guns and gadgets before jumping into a game. So we don't really have like a tutorial as you define it, but what we have is within the first 3 ranks, like rank 1, Bloodline rank 1 to 3, you have a less competitive environment to get used to the game on the one hand, and later up to Bloodline rank 15, you don't lose a hunter if you should die. So this is really there to help you to onboard and get used to the game and be familiar with the game.
Yeah, we don't want to hold your hand completely,
Exactly.
but we do want to give you the option to get used to it while not dying.
That's a great opportunity to back yourself with lots of consumables actually and try them all.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
Try everything you can.
Because there is no risk of losing a hunter.
Yeah. Let me see. I think we'll just do a few questions. I think we've answered most of the things anyways that people want to know. Your hair is awesome.
Thank you.
That was not a question, but I thought it was a good comment. Will they be bringing more monsters? So on the Xbox currently, it is up to update 5.0, which means we still have the new boss coming, and I mean maybe later down when we have more plans for other bosses or monsters that get added for the PC version as well, they will also be added to Xbox. So at the moment not yet, but there will be more down the line. Let me see. Are all the weather effects in the game preview version? Yes, because they're all part of 5.0.
So we have both maps and the 4 times of day that we have available. They will be all available. They are all available with game preview.
Yeah. Let me see. So let's do one more question. Specifically about Xbox, because I see some other questions that have nothing to do with Xbox.
I see like the issues we had during the beta phase being repeated multiple times. So yes, we had like connectivity issues, as well as the game crashed as you lost the health chunk. All of those issues have been fixed. So the game is accessible, and you will not see a game crash just because you lose a health chunk. Those are fixed for sure.
Exactly, and that's also the Recruiter Hunter was the connectivity issue that is also fixed. Yeah, so those are all fixed, and let me see. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, that's maybe something interesting. How will the contracts be divided on Xbox compared to PC?
That's something we will decide on based on the engagement we will see. Like, I mean, immediately or right now we want to have it as, like, we want people matchmake as fast as possible, and we don't want to segment our user base. And if we see that the user base is growing and in a healthy way, then we can introduce more than one contract for sure.
Okay.
But it will depend how it evolves over time now.
Same strategy as on PC actually.
Correct.
We just want to have as many players as possible in the same contracts, but also give the opportunity to have variety, and it depends on the size of the community.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it for all the questions, because everything else is not really Xbox related. Obviously, you'll be able to rewatch the stream if you've missed some things. Like we explained that we'll have more languages down the line, but at the moment only English, because I just saw that come by. And we'll have more information also if you ask us on any of the channels, so the Discord or the clubs or our social media. Will be there to answer questions all over. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So
I would like to say one more thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, go ahead.
I would like to take this opportunity on the one hand to thank the team to make this even possible. I mean, they're really putting a lot of efforts to make things work like this. So thanks, kudos to you guys. And on the other hand, I would like to take this opportunity to also thank our community. I mean, you guys have been really helpful with the PC version. And like we mentioned previously, we are really excited to see how this is perceived by our new Xbox players now. And yeah, feel free to pass any feedback, suggestions you have. We are really looking forward to read them soon.
Yeah. So thank you everyone already for that part or becoming part of the community. I wasn't part of it before because we were getting a group of people inside our community. And to give some more information, because I saw it come by, we'll be doing more dev streams very soon. We're gonna have a lore stream on the 9th of June. We're June next month, right? Yeah, June. 9th of June is gonna be a lore stream. Where we'll also talk already about the book of weapons, which is going to be part of 1.0, and we'll have then other live streams planned up until our 1.0 release, specific with all different topics that will go into detail about every little bit so you guys can figure out what we're getting for our 1.0 release. And we got a lot of exciting stuff planned, so definitely tune in. Also, if you're on Xbox, even if it's not directly in for Xbox at the same time, I highly recommend you watch it because you usually get a lot of information, and it's we got some really cool stuff to show. So definitely come. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sebastian. If you wanted to say something,
Yeah,
go
also,
ahead.
yeah, I don't want to repeat what Fatih was saying because it's been a huge effort to bring that console version actually. I want to just add a small shout out to the people who stuck with us for the beta to help us identify all the issues we had. We couldn't have fixed them without them. So yeah, thank you all.
Okay, and thank you, Fatih, as well. Have a good day, and we'll see you guys in the next time. Okay, I don't know if he's turned it off, but I'll do it.
There was Sazan, by the way, in the.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's his name on this?
I mean, he said, Fatih, I love you.